Hey, what's up, everyone? How are you all doing? Today, I wanted to sit down and talk about one of my favorite action movies, Commando, from 1985, and just give a brief little review about it and why I love this movie so much. I know this isn't a new movie by any means, but I just really wanted to talk about it because I really love this movie and I really appreciate a lot of the things in this movie, and I'll get into that in a second, but I will be returning with more normal 2022 movie reviews. But today we're talking about Commando because I watched it the other day, and I just really loved it. And I remembered how much I love this movie, so I really wanted to talk about it and give a review for it. So for starters, my experience with this movie, I remember renting it from the library as a kid, or I think I rented it, or maybe I watched it on TV, one of those things. And I really loved it as a kid. It's very simple action. It's a very straightforward action movie. The story is very, very straightforward. I just really love that. And second off, it's got Arnold Schwarzenegger in it, who is possibly my favorite actor. I've talked about that before, but he is just, to me, he's so good in his roles, and I think his screen presence is amazing. And he's not the best actor in the world, obviously, everybody knows that, but he's just very enjoyable on screen, and he has a lot of charisma with his roles, and I think he's casted perfectly in this movie. And I've always enjoyed this movie, but it had been a few years since I had watched it, so I watched it last Monday, and I really had a great time with it. For starters, the story here is very simple. It's basically the bad guys kidnap John Matrix's daughter. John Matrix is Arnold Schwarzenegger's character, and he's this ex-commando or something like that. And then we quickly realized that was a big mistake by the bad guys, as Matrix pretty much goes on a rampage, and he'll pretty much do anything to get his daughter back. It moves very fast. It's only 90 minutes, and it's a perfect setup for a movie. I really like the story. I like how simple it is, how straightforward. It's only 90 minutes. It doesn't waste your time at all. Very quickly, you go from John Matrix. He's living in a cabin out in the woods, very peacefully with his daughter. Very quickly, he's hunting down people and trying to get his daughter back and trying to track down where she is and stuff like that. I really like that. I think it's simple, it's easy, it's very easy to follow. As a kid, when I watched it, I liked that about it, and even today, it's just very relaxing to watch a story that is so simplistic and very straight to the punch with, this is what's happening, and pretty much you're just watching Arnold go kill bad guys, and that's a lot of fun to me. The action in this movie I really love. I'm a big fan of 80s, 90s action. It's very in this movie specifically, it's very over the top. You have people getting shot by machine guns and going flying. It's not gory in any way. If you think Rambo from 2008 is very gory and blood and limbs flying. You don't get a lot of blood in this. I don't even know. It might not even be rated R. Honestly, it probably is. I think there's a few F words in this movie, but there's not a lot of blood in this movie. It's very people get shot, they die, stuff like that. It's very over the top, explosions and Matrix running around with a machine gun and stuff like that. But it's exactly the kind of action you want in a movie like this, where you just want to sit back and enjoy a quick action movie. And it's very 80s. If you've seen the Rambo movies, if you haven't seen Commando and you've seen the Rambo movies, it's very similar to those, with the style of action that it goes for. And overall, this whole movie is just very 80s with the music and the score and things like that. It feels right out of the 80s. I believe this was 85 that this came out. And to me, when I imagine an action movie, this is what I imagine. This is a straight action movie. You immediately dive into the action. It's very over the top. It's not trying to be realistic or send some overlying message. And not that there's anything wrong with something like Terminator 2, which is probably a better movie than this, and probably my favorite action movie of all time. But when you want straight action, I think this is the perfect option for you because it just dives right in there. Another thing I love about this movie is Arnold Schwarzenegger in the lead role. Like I said, one of my favorite actors. His acting's not the best in this movie. There's clearly some moments where his acting isn't the best. He doesn't even get to act a lot because he usually just has one or two lines of dialogue with other characters. But his screen presence is amazing. He feels like the character that is going around killing people and trying to get his daughter back, killing bad guys, stuff like that. It's also, he has a lot of great one-liners in this movie that I think are just really awesome, that he's kind of known for having these cool lines that just really make his character awesome. The one at the beginning where it's right, wrong. That's one of my favorite scenes in the entire movie. But yeah, I think he's just awesome in the lead role here. And overall, this movie, and he has a crazy kill count in this movie. I'm not sure what the number is, but he kills a lot of bad guys in this movie, especially in the last 30 minutes. Anyways, I just think this movie is so much fun. I think it is really a perfect little action movie. 90 minutes, it flies by. And I've just always loved this movie ever since I watched it as a kid. And as a kid who loved action movies and loved Arnold Schwarzenegger, this movie meant a lot to me. So I really had a great time revisiting it recently. And it's certainly a movie I will continue to watch over and over because it's just so fun and it's so short and it does everything it needs to in a short amount of time. And that's another thing with movies is as I've really gotten more and more into movies and started watching more movies, I've really come to appreciate runtime a lot more. How well does the movie use its runtime? In this case, it's 90 minutes. It goes by super quick. And it's just wicked entertaining. And you get to watch Arnold Schwarzenegger shirtless shooting bad guys. So that's a lot of fun. Anyways, I'm going to score this movie. It's a hard movie to score because like technically on a technical scale, you don't really, there's not much to go on, but like entertainment wise, it's perfect. So I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 5 and a 90%. Like I said, hard movie to score, but that's what I'm going to go with because I love this movie. I think it's a near perfect movie in general, but it's a perfect action movie. Exactly what you want when you put it in the Blu-ray player to watch an action movie. That's the exact thing I would want. So anyways, that's going to do it for my review for Commando. I hope you all enjoyed this kind of little review. I want to get back more into like throwback reviews, reviewing older movies that I perhaps enjoy a little more than some of these newer movies that are coming out. And movies that mean a lot to me where I can share my, experiences watching them. I think that's a lot of fun for me. And hopefully it's a lot of fun for you guys. Anyways, if you enjoyed, be sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Letterboxd. I would appreciate that. We can talk more movies there. I post lots of reviews on Letterboxd. You follow me on Twitter if you want. And as always, thank you so much for watching and have a great day.